hunt reapers underground. We hope you survive.
Happy, happy Halloween, Halloween, Halloween. Happy, happy Halloween, Silver Shamrock. Happy, happy Halloween, Halloween, Halloween. Happy, happy Halloween, Silver Shamrock.
It's almost time, kids. The clock is ticking. Be in front of your TV sets for the Horathon.
Yes, my demons, my demons. It is Thursday night. You've made it. We've made it. And I have been hiding in my mausoleum for far too long since we last met. So, what we are here to talk about tonight, I was asked by my good friend and soul, future soul, that I will be collecting is in fact the great Chris Shern, who has been on the show many times. And I did a review of his Evil Lurks. So he said, "Hey, Reaper, would you mind doing Vic Effects?" And we've had him on the show about a good couple of times now. About not only the crowdfunding of this film, but making the film possible, period, which is pretty amazing. So, I was just tickled pink. I'm like, yes, I've been literally dying from anticipation of seeing this film. And I can't show you too much, but I can definitely give you kind of an inside look. Because as we know, this film is centered around the Foley artist. And that's a very, very specific thing. What a Foley artist does is they do the sound effects for movies, particularly, in this case, horror films, but action films as well. They're the ones that deliver the punches, the bone crunches, the sounds of meat, footsteps, just about anything you can imagine to bring to life these films. And in this one in particular, we have the great Amanda Winston, who plays Vic Paulette. And she is the principal Foley artist for this particular studio. This film starts off in epic fashion. It almost gives me kind of like 70s Amityville style look as far as like the cinematography. It's not like ultra clear. It makes you feel like you're taking a little bit of walk back in time, which is pretty damn amazing. And it simply starts off, with Vic in the studio, and she's doing what she's doing. And she's very, very good at it, using all kinds of different objects to make these sounds, things that you wouldn't, think that could make those types of sounds. And automatically, this film goes from 0 to what the fuck, because you get to see her doing what she's doing for the action or the sounds of what's happening in the movie. And it's pretty damn amazing because there's about 3 different films that constantly pop in, pop out, pop in, pop out. It's like 1 minute you're in reality, the next minute you are not in reality. And you know, the stunning effects, and I not just the obviously the Foley artist, but the effects that are going on when you cut and see the film. And I love the way Chris Shern brought this together. It's a very smooth transition where 1 second you're with Vic in the studio, next second you're in another film. It's like all of a sudden your world just changes. You know what I'm saying? We like our psychological fuckers, especially here at Reaper's Underground. Fucking amazing. I love that because it's like you're getting used to one place you're at in the film, and then it just boom pulls you into the next without even knowing what happened, what hit you. And I do apologize for all you demons out there that for whatever reason, Facebook has blocked this video yet again, and I will be uploading it after we get off air for this. So fingers crossed that when we get to the horror barbecue in just an hour, that it'll actually happen. And I won't have to upload it after. But if I do, I do. That's just what I got to do at this point. Anyway, so back to Vic Effects. So suddenly there's this like android human being fighting this alien that is just constantly got electricity flowing around it. Kind of gave me some 80s feels a little bit, which is very cool. Haven't seen that in a minute. And as you all know, going through the month of Spooky Month here in October, that, you know, we're watching a lot of those classics, and you can kind of see like how that reminds you of this film or that film. Very well cut. And you know, I got so engrossed first just watching Amanda Winston doing the Foley artist thing, and then totally got sucked into the film. And I'm like, okay, yeah. Now I'm like, I want to see how this plays out. This is like a grudge match. Very well done. Great fight scene. And a lot of great practical effects are used in this film as well. And that's what really, there's a great balance that I'm finding between this like more CGI added stuff with practical effects. The practical effects actually come through so much more in this film. So, and it's like not for the faint of heart. There really should be something there that says there is a lot of blinking, a lot of strobe effect that some people's eyes might not be able to really get down with. So, and it's a lot of flashes. And I mean, obviously, I know for me, I mean, I've been dead for thousands of years. So I could take it. But for those of you that are a little bit light sensitive, keep in mind parts of this film is very, very flashy. But I loved it. I love the dichotomy of it. So moving past this, we get to see that they're actually making a documentary. That's right, a documentary based on the studio and Vic Paulette, as well as the great and ultra spooky Thomas Raven, played by Dennis Newport. This guy really gave me Lord of Illusions vibes. If you remember the author in that Clive Barker film, who you don't know if he's really there or he's not, or, you know, everyone thinks that he's this great horror writer. And then the next thing you know, he's kind of like in the ether, you know, throughout the film. But he kind of gives me these vibes, the way he talks about being a Foley artist. And I have to say his reference when he's being asked these questions about, being a Foley artist, he makes a link between what is heard and how it's almost like being God. And I thought that was just very haunting, because you can see the whole time this guy's selling evil in his eyes. And I absolutely love his character. He's very well known for being a Foley artist, being one of the best in the business, a master, if you will. And looks like a few people had jumped on. Hey, what's going on there, Lizzie and Aaron? Unfortunately, you know who blocked the video, so I'm going to have to upload this right after I get off. But I have high hopes that it won't do that to the barbecue. So, welcome to the war yet again. And I'm discussing the great Chris Shern and his latest film, Vic Effects. And so, we're kind of getting to know these characters and what they do. And if you don't get completely kind of like hypnotized by Thomas Raven in this, something's wrong, because he's really making you think. Really, really making you think. And then right after that, right off rip, man, switch right over to the next film that's happening. And there's constant splits back and forth from Thomas talking to the film to seeing Vic doing her thing. At the next moment, you feel like you got sucked into a round or two of Final Fantasy, the video game, which I think was also brilliantly done as well, between trying to find it, Miranda Kilpatrick, and I don't see who the other person was in this one, but it's like two Final Fantasy characters fighting against each other, and I'm like, what in the unholy fuck is happening here? And their weapons are electrified. They're glowing. There's magic. I'm like, dude, the editing process here with Chris and his team, and I know Chris, as you very well know, does almost everything. So bra fucking vo on editing this film, because it looks legit. Something that you're going to want to watch more than once. Especially when you have movies within a movie, that can be dangerous. That can, most people, they just do one movie within a movie. He did 3, and it's fucking amazing. One of my personal favorites that I definitely have to note is the great Anne Myrna of Acrostar Films is in this. And she plays Thomas Raven's assistant, and it's fucking wild. Absolutely wild. Because he puts on this little helmet contraption. Now, mind you, keep thinking Lord of the Illusions. Puts on this thing. She's got earphones on. And whatever is being transmuted from his wacky fucking, looks like a fucking strainer that you would, throw noodles in, on his head. And I mean, she is legit. They're trying to get like legit screams. And that's exactly what Anne Myrna brings to the table. Not a big part, but it is a crucial part, because literally there's not really any sound, I think, when shooting this particular scene. And she just has to suddenly, I don't know what's going through her earphones, but the screams that are coming out of her are so fucking legit. I have to say, just a utterly fantastic performance. So congratulations to you, Anne Myrna. My goodness. She is not only a great producer, but also a fantastic actress. So definitely look out for her part in this film as well. And then we get to Milo, my good friend and colleague, as well as the rest of us here at Black Flame Entertainment, the great Bill D. Russell. Bill plays Milo Kemp to the fucking letter. He is diabolical. He is so fucking weird. He gives you the creeper vibe, because he's telling, Vic Paulette, the Foley artist, like, oh, you're so amazing. I love everything that you're doing with this. And Thomas Raven speaks so highly of you. And da-da-da-da-da. And, he has this way of like giving those lines at the end of a conversation that kind of make you go, eh? It's like, okay, we'll see you later. Oh, you will see me later. It's like, what the fuck, man? So if you like characters like that, definitely look out for Bill Russell's Milo Kemp for this one. And he tells Vic that there's this new film that, because unfortunately Thomas Raven is now dead and has moved on, obviously. And she's like, whoa, what? He's dead? The fuck you say? You know what I'm saying? So she's kind of stunned. She's like, I'm taking over his work? Like, this was his film. And in true Milo Kemp fashion, doesn't say anything really about what the film is about. And that's when shit kind of starts to derail a little bit, not to make a pun there between Bill's middle initial and that, but things start to get kind of fucking weird there. And she begins to work on this film with her trusty sound engineer, Coop, who is played by, let me grab that real quick, Jason Meniscus. I don't know. It was named after a tendon. I don't know. But, and they start working on this thing, and it's literally the weirdest fucking thing ever. Definitely gives you snuff film vibes. Maybe Hostel vibes also, because you have this obvious evil figure in this elaborate costume. And he is just doing the worst things to her possible. First, he's running sound through her ears that pretty much make her foam at the mouth, man. And she sells it. She literally is selling the fact that she is being tortured. Okay. And, he ends up doing some other things. We have some pimp hand slaps that'll make you go, oh, does she really eat those? Because, damn it, it looks fucking real. So major, major props to that. Let me see here. Not everything is in the IMDb, unfortunately. But nonetheless, so and he's just torturing this poor gal. At one point, we switch back, and Vic's like, I got to take a break. I need a drink. I can't do this right now. And I mean, think about that. Here you are, making the sounds of pain. So you see an emotional struggle there, which I think is very important because, sometimes in the movie business, it just depends what film we're working on and what challenges arise. And this is kind of a one of those pieces that kind of turns your stomach a little bit. I mean, we cut back and they do another scene, and this person in the outfit that's torturing this poor gal feeds her this green fucking slop. I swear it looks like pea soup, damn it. Probably a nod to The Exorcist. And gets this fucking slingshot looking motherfucking thing, puts it around her stomach, and proceeds to yank back as hard as they can. And she just pukes it all out. And I'm sitting here going, what am I watching? And I'm like, this is pure sadism at its best. And it's wild. And she keeps having trouble, okay, trying to do the sound effects for this thing. But what we, the viewer, don't realize is what is actually happening. And I am not about to give it away, because when Vic Effects comes out, I want you guys to experience it. You got to have an open fucking mind, first and foremost. I say that a lot. That it's not hard to watch. There's just shocking moments that you're like, I can't stop looking at the screen. I can't turn away. And it's a good thing that you don't. Otherwise, you're going to miss some of the Easter eggs in this film. Okay? So it just proceeds on and proceeds on. And again, when I say Chris has mastered the art of bending realities and melding them together, because, you know, Vic Paulette's character ends up inheriting Thomas Raven's collection of Foley instruments. And, well, they kind of are haunted in a lot of ways. I can say that. There's something not quite right about them. And he said that after he passed away, she is to use those instruments. Milo says, you are to use, you know, those instruments. He's kind of like the crypt keeper in the film when you think about it, in a leather jacket and looking all fucking swanky as only Bill Russell can. So it's going to continue to bend your mind over and over again. And just when you think you have a handle on this thing, you don't. And how the conclusion of Vic Effects ends up is going to just be like, what in the name of all hell? The only thing that I can honestly say is imagine a film within a film within a film within a film. And every reality is different. But in reality, what Vic is doing actually ends up being really kind of nutty. Doesn't realize it when it's kind of like when you think you're doing your job, but your job hurts somebody else. Yeah. So, you know, how many times we talked about on Reaper's Underground about haunted objects and objects that are pure evil. And if you use it, it just might do something naughty, which makes this film absolutely terrifying. And simplicity, that's the other thing. We're talking about, there's no jump scares, not a single fucking one in the bunch. A+ for that, 5 skulls for that, no fucking jump scares. The sheer terror of this film is brought forthright, up front, in your face, when you least expect it. And when you finally fucking realize what's happening, you get that, oh shit moment. You know what I'm saying? That's, you know, I really, really got to give it to Chris Shern on this, because, you know, knowing what the project was going to be about beforehand, and of course, you know, they didn't give too much away, but honestly, this far superseded all expectations for me. Let's see. Aaron says, listening while I prepare for the horror barbecue and can hear my brother on 2 screens. It's giving a great echoing effect. Oh my goodness. Not sure why it's on 2 screens, but okay. But seriously, though, excellent acting. I mean, excellent cast. These are actors and actresses that have worked with Chris in the past, and they always deliver in every stretch of the imagination. Like I said, though, Anne Myrna doing what she did, I thought was way over the top good. And Dennis Newport, who played Thomas Raven's character. Two very pivotal parts of this film because of what they brought to it, the evil factor, the sheer utter terror factor. And let me just say, what a scream queen we got in Anne Myrna. That girl can scream. Who would have thought? I agree, Kyler, my brother. It should be on every screen. But without further ado, don't just take my fucking word for it. I want you to see the trailer, which I'm going to have to share my screen. So we're doing this live, which makes it even more fun, in my opinion. So we're going to do that. And without further ado, the official trailer for Vic Effects. Check it out.
What truly gets people's attention, what gets their attention is rage. Yeah, the way it looks, the way it feels. Especially the way it sounds.
I mean, what's it like working with Thomas Raven?
Thomas has passed away.
Wait, what?
Actually, that's why I'm here talking to you right now.
Was he working on a film?
Yeah. Actually, something a little different than what we're used to. He admired you, Vicky.
He's an idol of mine. I really just copied what he was doing.
Which is why I believe that you should finish the film. And I know Thomas would want that as well.
So what now?
I don't know. You created it.
So, again, the motto here is be careful for what you use to get the job done, as it were. Because as you can see, even just in the trailer, the realities that are blending together, that is, going home with her. And especially when she's at the studio working on this crazy fucked up film. And I'm sure you saw Milo there, Bill Russell's character, very creepy guy. And kind of just makes you think every time he says something, yeah, he's no longer with us. It's like, come on, man. That is brilliant. So the things you can expect, creep personified. creepy as fuck. Get the official Reaper creepy as fuck stamp of approval. You got it right there. Cinematography, as you could see, definitely top notch all the way through. Editing, anything from the practical effects to the CG effects, all very seamless. And that in independent film, as you know, is kind of hard to do. So a lot of love and care went into this. This is an absolute win for Kissing Castles Productions. My hat's off to y'all on this one. It's definitely over the top. It has created this universe. And we can't wait to see what they do next. There has been some talk of continuation in this kind of universe. We don't know, so we'll have to see. As a matter of fact, I think if you go to Chris Shern on Facebook, he did mention what he's planning on doing coming up next. So definitely stay tuned right there. You also have Kissing Castles Productions on YouTube. That's another place to find updates and trailers and some of his past work as well, especially Evil Lurks. If you haven't seen that one yet, you got to get your ass over there and check that out. Yeah, this film, also, you can expect excellent acting from everyone. Everybody gave 300,000%. And the music. We know Chris Shern is a very accomplished musician and always does the music for his films. The scoring on this, at times, it makes you, I mean, there's a sequence in there that has a very 80s horror kind of, keyboard vibe. Ah, man, it brings that flavor to it. It heightens the excitement and the trauma that's about to occur. Because this film, not for the faint of heart. So please stay tuned to everything that's going on with this film and when you can expect to see it streaming. I know for a fact that a lot of Chris's films do go to Tubi. So it'll be on the free tip. Just definitely you will not be the same after watching this film. The what the fuck did I just watch moment. We've mentioned that many times on the barbecue. You're going to have that with this film. Gotta keep an open mind though. If you're squeamish, well, luckily sequences don't always last super long. So yeah, I promise you'll get through it and it'll all make sense as the film progresses and what dark evil deeds are going on behind the scenes. So again, I apologize for Facebook blocking this video tonight. That's okay, because I'm going to download it and I'm going to upload it as soon as I sign off. And please don't forget that the horror barbecue is about to be lit and that horror sauce is on the way. So at 9:00, me and my undead brother Mortimer Deadfellow are going to be talking about, this is crazy too, 2 movies that come out the same year that involve electrocution. And both are serial killers. And one of them is done by the great Wes Craven. Shocker. Versus my personal favorite, The Horror Show. One of those diamonds in the rough that it's got so much crazy shit in it. It's one of those films for literally the ages. And I think you're going to love it. Starring Lance Henriksen, Brian James, one of my favorite bad guys ever. Very unusual looking motherfucker. And what a laugh. Should have been a clown. Well, thank you guys for tuning in tonight. That is my review. I give it a a 4.8 out of 5 skulls. So for me to rate it that high means you're going to want to check it out. And most importantly, check it out because you just should. You know, don't take my word for it, but I do highly recommend that you watch Vic Effects by Kiss and Castles Productions, written, directed by Chris Shern. And thank you, brother, for letting me check it out before it gets unleashed upon the masses, because it was a wild ride and I will definitely be watching it again. So definitely stay tuned for the horror barbecue. And the most important thing is we are only 8 days from Halloween. Are you ready? We know we are. Stay heavy.
Thank you for joining us on Rebirth Underground. Stay tuned for more from Black Flame Entertainment.